What's going on, guys? It's your boy Coop here, the Jewish Jawline, of course, the soundboard god. It is Gloves Up episode whatever. And people, I have some interesting content to bring you today. I have been able, through UFC 4, to predict with 100% accuracy the outcome of the Volkanovski and Makhachev fight. So why don't we get into it now? I have the fight up here. Let's get into it. Now, what I wanted to do is kind of start out, and in fighting, if you guys don't know, if you're the shorter man, you want to kind of what they call chop at the tree, right? Where you use leg kicks, you get inside with the boxing, body kicks, anything to slow the taller guy down so he can't impose his will on you as they get taken down there. So I was trying to kind of hop into the pocket with combinations, use leg kicks, which, by the way, is what Volkanovski did in the Max Holloway third fight to great effect. Is he used his boxing, and he was just a little bit too fast for Max, right? I mean, he said it himself in that fight. All credit to Max, he's a warrior, but I mean, Volkanovski's just on another level right now, and that's kind of something I wanted to get into while we watch this footage here is, you know, who do you guys think is going to pull this one out? One thing that really surprised me about Makhachev in the fight that he had with Oliveira was his speed, his hand speed, the fluidity of his striking, the way he dropped Oliveira and then submitted him. I mean, the submission part was not that surprising to me, but his hand speed, man, that was ridiculous. His striking took a significant leap. Right, and we knew he was this guy that on the ground nobody wanted to see, but up top, I mean, what is he going to look like coming into this Volkanovski fight? Because you have to think any reasonable MMA fan would give Volkanovski the nod in terms of stand-up. But does Makhachev come in and does he show Volkanovski a completely different version of him? As I try to keep my distance there, throw a variety of strikes, use my boxing, again, chop at the legs. He takes me down with a nice double leg there, but yeah, I just the two interesting parts to me about this fight, right, is the what if scenario. Like, what are we going to see from these two guys? Because both of them have been on a tear, and both of them have kind of upped their games every single time we've seen them out there. So it begs the question: what type of or what version of each of these gentlemen are we going to see? And then the other X factor that I think makes this fight so interesting is that these guys are the two boogeymen of their divisions, right? These are the two guys where you look at it, it's like, oh, wow, yeah, who's beating these guys, right? And now they're going up against each other, right? And so for each, it's kind of I'd say more so for Volk right now because he's been the champion for longer than Makhachev has, but for both guys, it's a really, really monumental chance to add that super duper cool notch to their belt, right? In, defeating the other. So, and it depends on how decisively one beats the other and in what fashion, right? If Volk beats him standing up or, I mean, dude, could you imagine if Volk submitted him or on the other end of the coin, if Makhachev submits Volk, how crazy that would be? That would be bonkers. That would be absolutely nuts. So it's all this really cool stuff that you have to think about in relation to this fight. I want to hear your guys' opinions in the comments below. For me personally, I mean, if Volk gets faster and he evolves even further, I could see him giving some serious problems to Makhachev up top. Now, the only problem is I see Makhachev as this Terminator. And I was actually talking to one of my friends who's a Section 1 wrestler. Recently, I talked to him. He said these Dagestani guys, right? These combat sambo guys, when they get on top of you, there's really no getting them off of you, and it's because of the way they apply top pressure, right? So with guys before, like an Ortega or just anyone else that's given Volk problems on the ground, you kind of see him get up from that, right? I mean, even from the depths of Ortega's, some of Ortega's submissions, he gets up. But do I think he's going to be able to get up from Makhachev? I'm not so sure, right? So it really is, I think, for this fight personally, about which guy can impose his type of fight on the other. I think both guys are relatively comfortable everywhere, but obviously Makhachev, his ace is his ground game, and I believe Volkanovski, his ace is now his incredibly quick and accurate boxing. So yeah, I think it's just which guy gets to his comfort zone first. Very important also, I think, for Volk to stay in kickboxing range because he can come into the pocket in short bursts with his boxing, but I think if he stays there, that's just easy pickings for Makhachev, right? He doesn't want to stay there too long. So that's something I wanted to try to emulate in this fight because I knew the computer was going to emulate Makhachev. I mean, listen, Makhachev in this game and in real life is fantastic at forward pressure, but yeah, I did want to try to just make it as realistic as possible between the realistic timing, the hardest difficulty, and just playing this how if I were Volk going into this championship fight, I would fight. So, guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below, who you think gets it. I've been your host, the Jewish John, and of course, the soundboard god, Jakey, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Ground and pound strikes continue to rain down. The opponent better move out of harm's way or the referee's going to stop this.
He better start to move, and when his opponent starts to posture, he needs to put his feet on the hip, push him away, and try to escape this very, very dangerous position.
5 minutes in the books. All right, so the round is over, and this fighter's eye is swollen shut. Well, not quite, but it's...
You ready? You ready? Fight!
Oh!
What a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this moment. Go finish this fight. You don't really stand after you take a head kick like this. That
master of the transition. Nice scramble. All right, so he's landed some good shots tonight, but this... Oh!
Oh, he's hurt bad. He's hurt.
Quick entry to get him on a single.
That was a great single.
Now goes in and secures the takedown.
Oh, nice. Oh, and he's attacking choke now. Kind of push the arm down, maybe stepping into a crucifix.
And he's out. And he is back up to his feet.
Great punch.
Closes the distance, gets the single collar tie. Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? Single collar tie now. Well done to block that powerful kick to the body.
Look at how he turns his hip into that leg kick.
And a nice job at least staying upright on that. All right, so a nice connection there with the 1-2 for Alexander Volkanovski, the former... Oh! Huge right hand!
He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his